Kansas. It's a big weather day. Thank you for joining us. I'm Alexis Padilla.
And I'm Eddie Randall. Let's jump into the three things that you need to know this morning. Most highways are at least partially covered in snow, while highways in Wichita are looking mostly clear. Here's a live look at westbound Kellogg from photojournalist Nick Kiefer in Storm Tracker 3. Some areas do have patchy spots, and of course, you're going to see a lot of that snow on the shoulders. And joining us live this morning on the phone is Jerry Beeler with Kansas Turnpike Authority. Jerry, can you give us an idea of how conditions are on the turnpike?
Well, like much of the state, we're having a lot of wind, blowing snow, and there's just varying amounts of accumulation depending upon where you're at. There's, as you mentioned, there's some patchy snowpack. There's some drifts that are going on, and all that means the road can be a little bit slick.
And Jerry, people are always urged to stay off of the roads if they don't have to get out. But for those that do, what should they keep in mind if they're preparing to drive out on the turnpike this morning?
Well, I think it's really important for travelers to be prepared. They need to make sure they have some blankets, an emergency kit, a fully charged phone. Also, check the road conditions. You can go to candrive.gov or call 511. On the Kansas Turnpike, if people need help, we have a 24/7 incident management center. They can call star KTA, that'd be star 582, for roadside assistance. And the final thing I would say is if they are traveling, pay attention to those mile markers. So if they do need assistance, they would be able to tell the operator that they're speaking with where they're located.
All right, Jerry Beeler with the Kansas Turnpike Authority live for us on the phone this morning. Jerry, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much. Kansas is getting out the door this morning to another snowy commute.
KSN photojournalist Nick Kiefer is scouting out Wichita's roads in Storm Tracker 3. Here's a live look at eastbound Kellogg. Highways in the Wichita area are mostly clear, as you can see, though there are patchy spots. Ramps and exits are not as clear as the highways themselves. KDOT plow drivers are out in force to keep things safe this morning.
And joining us live on the phone this morning is JB Wilson with KDOT of South Central Kansas. JB, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's start and jump right into things. How many crews are out on the highways this morning, and what are they seeing?
So we currently have, we anticipate having 23 trucks. They're currently out there patrolling. This was a very, very dry snow currently, but it is expected to get to pick up and go to about 4 to 6 inches later today. If it does go to 4 to 6 inches, it will facilitate plowing. So that's as of right now, it's very dry, and like you said, people are still making their commutes.
Mm-hmm. We just saw 2 drivers from our Storm Tracker 3, but right now we've heard several areas are choosing to use salt instead of brine because of how cold it is. Can you break down what goes into that decision?
Yes. So depending on the area crew, their experience and conditions in that specific area, it can vary from area to area, but it's for the most part, it is relatively consistent throughout the districts and the areas.
And JB, while all the truck drivers are out, what guidelines should other drivers keep in mind to make sure that there's no safety issues?
Well, when it's coming like this, and visibility is important, to drive for conditions. If you do see a snowplow, to give them at least 100 feet to work. Just because you can see the drivers doesn't mean that they can necessarily see you. They need that space to work and be able to concentrate on removing that snow.
All right, JB, thank you so much for making time this morning. Hopefully your crews all stay safe.
Thank you.
Since temperatures will be so low this week, KDOT is adjusting how it treats roads. On Monday, the agency's North Central Kansas crew switched its brine applicators out for salt spreaders because brine is not as effective in anti-ice efforts during the extreme cold. KDOT's South Central office wants you to stay home, and if you must be on the roads, give their trucks and plows room to work. City of Hayes declared a Phase 1 winter storm traffic emergency, which bans parking on emergency snow routes. Any cars parked on them will be towed. The city of Russell has the same restrictions in place for its snow routes. Because of the conditions, emergency accident reporting is in full effect in Wichita, Derby, and Bel Air. This means if you're involved in a crash where no one is hurt, the cars are drivable, and no drugs or alcohol are involved, then you'll just exchange information with the other driver and make a report later.
And the extreme weather prompted numerous schedule changes for both businesses and schools. McConnell Air Force Base is under mission essential status, and the commissary and base exchange are closed, and so are all Ascension Via Christi therapy centers. The Sedgwick County and Rolling Hills Zoo are also shut down for the day. And today, Wichita Public Schools is closed, and the district canceled all evening activities. Hutchinson, Hayes, and Great Bend are also made the decision to cancel classes, and there are dozens of other districts that have decided to do the same. Of course, you can find the complete list of KSN on KSN.com by hovering over that weather tab and clicking on closings and delays.